Welcome back to another one of Mr. Burson's video tutorials. This is Inventor '09 Airplane. This tutorial is less about showing you the different kinds of tools that we have available and more about kind of what we can do with those tools. In this in this tutorial, really what I'm going to be doing is just kind of combining a lot of the skills that I have already shown you into making kind of an airplane. Just showing what we can pull off with 3D modeling. Don't expect so much of an explanation on the different tools. Just kind of watch me, see what I do, see my thought process a little bit. That's really what this tutorial is here for. I'm going to be making an airplane, something I've done a lot of times before. I'm going to start on the right side, and I'm just going to start making the profile of an airplane. And this is going to be a super simplified airplane. It's not going to be anything major. So we'll start by making a line up here, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a moment. I have an idea in my head of how I want this to look. We'll have this come back here, come up here, come kind of to here, about right here. Make kind of the cockpit area. Make sure that's straightened out here in a moment. Have that come down to here and finish that off. All right. We'll use the dimension tool here a little bit. That way this is nice and even. I want to make this kind of big. That way it looks nice. 1.125 sounds great. Constrain this angle by clicking between both of those. Call that 130. Call that, oh, he'll hit cancel since that's already done. Call this one right here at 1.75 inches. Call this one here at 0.625. Oops, I don't want to hit the middle dot. I want to click like this, 0.75. Click this bottom line down here. Let's do that at 7. Click this line right here. Again, I'm clicking twice to make sure that I'm actually measuring out the line and not kind of like a vertical or horizontal dimension. Click this right here. We'll set that at 0.375. Click this here. Get that at 2.25. Kind of want this angle to be a little bit more defined, so let's do 170. Yeah, that looks good. Between here and here, let's do 160. That kind of makes the whole plane a little bit taller, but that is okay. Kind of not happy with the angles over here. Whoop. Let's try that dimension again. But that angle is set in stone at 100. Let's do a less severe angle. Let's do 165. That sounds good. Let's do a coincident constraint between this line and this point down here so that the front of my plane is hooked up there. And then kind of just need to click and drag points. Okay, so I can still move the plane up and down. Don't want to be able to do that. Let's constrain between here and here. And all the lines turn black. Excellent. That means that this whole thing is constrained down. Go ahead and hit Finish Sketch. Zoom out. Extrude. 2 inches looks perfect. And then we're going to start making a bunch of chamfers all over this thing to help make this plane kind of look more like a plane. We're going to do a lot of chamfers, and I'm just clicking on all the lines that I want chamfered down. And I want that distance to be a little bit more than that, so let's do 375. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Whoop, hit cancel, so that was a little bit too much. Let's try that chamfer again. We'll go around. Let's just start with the front of the aircraft and then go from there. Between those two, and I want it on that line as well. And we'll do that top line up there as well, and I'll hit OK on that first chamfer. Then I'm going to start up another chamfer. Well, actually, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. And then let's just start up another chamfer anyway, and get some of the rest of these lines kind of going here. Just kind of trying to make this look, give it a little bit of a more rounded feel. If I really want a rounded feel, I'd do fillet, but I don't like the look of fillet too much, so I'm doing chamfer instead. And I think I'll hit OK. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. All right, the front of my plane here, I'm going to start another sketch. I'm going to make a big circle here. Kind of goes from the middle out to this edge. And I'm going to do a tangent constraint between this and this, and this and this. And all I really need to do left is define the distance from the edge here. 0.625 is perfect. We'll hit finish. Show you what we're doing here in just a moment. We're going to make an offset from plane. I'm going to want this to come out like half an inch. Yeah, half an inch is perfect. Start another sketch. Make another circle right here. We'll do 0.125. And we'll do a dimension between this point and the sideline over here at 0.625. And then from top to bottom here. Oh, nope. Come on. Work with me. From here to here. And we'll do, I think, 0.31. Kind of gets us to where we want it. And you click that dimension again. 0.1325. There we go. Got it right on the money. Hit finish. I just want to line those two center dots up. Then all I want to do from here is I want to do a little loft work. Loft between the circle that we made here, that sketch, and the circle up here, and hit OK. Kind of makes the front of my plane where the propeller is going to be. I don't want to see this work plane anymore, so I'm going to right click it, hit visibility. Let's start on some wings. Let's do a sketch here. I'm going to make a rectangle like so. We'll do 1.5 by 0.25. Dimension from here to here, 0.125. Dimension from here to here at, we'll do 2.25. And I'm going to add a small fillet here, and I'm going to use this fillet tool up here to make a fillet on just a basic line. We'll do 125, and I want to add it between here and here, and I want to do here and here. We're just kind of making a fun little wing design. It's not anything serious. Let's go ahead and hit finish. I'm going to click on the side of my plane here, going to hit offset from plane. We'll set this 4 inches away. 4 inches away looks good. Start another 2D sketch, and I can see all those original dimensions that I made on that last one. So again, I'm going to do 1.5, 0.25. I'm going to go back to that other one. I'm going to actually change this down a little bit, and you're going to see why here again in a moment. But we're going to loft between these two, and I want it to kind of look, not arc, fillet, kind of look like the wing is decreasing in size a little bit. There we go. There we go. Dimension this down. I want it to be on the same level as before, so I did that 1.25, and then I just wanted to find how far away this is from the front of the plane, so I did it with this line here, do it with that line again, and we'll send that, we'll do 4.25 inches back. And we'll hit finish, and we'll hit loft. So a loft between that and this. And we will hit OK, and there, that kind of looks like a wing. I like that. And just a very brief side note, this is why it's important to dimension things. So if I go back to this loft and I hit on sketch 18 and I decide I don't like, I want that wing to be swept further back, then I could go and change this to 0.75 by double-clicking on that sketch, double-clicking on that dimension, and then if I hit finish sketch now, you see that my wing automatically adjusts based on that loft. I don't want it that far back, so I'm going to go back and change that back to what it was. But just as a demonstration of why it's important that we dimension things out, so later on if you want to change something, the rest of your model changes along with it. There we go. Let's work on that tail now. I'm going to make another plane offset. We'll just do 2, nah, 1, yeah, okay, I'm happy with 1 inch. Make another sketch. We're going to make this rectangle a little bit higher up, and I actually want it kind of coming into this chamfer up here. So we'll do something like, and we're going to make this a little bit smaller as well, so 0.125. And a lot of these dimensions I'm typing in are real measurements, like that 0.125 is 1/8 of an inch. So that there's, you know, some practicality behind this if I want to print it off or if I wanted to make this. And I don't think I want to do anything too fancy with this. I will do another fillet on here at that 0.125, and that's going to be the limit of that. Dimension between this and the rear of the plane, we'll do 1.5. dimension between this and this here. We will do, ooh, let's do, this is a really nice feature. 1/16, 1/16 of an inch. There we go. And it will automatically convert that. It's roughly 0.063 inches. To be exact, I think it's 0.0625. Um, and then I will go ahead and hit finish sketch on that. Start another sketch on here. Let's do another rectangle. Again, we're going to make this roughly the same size. I made that one like that. Let's do 7/8 on this one. And 0.125 on this. Dimension between here and here. I want that at the same height. 125. Did I not? Nope. I set that to 1/16. Haha. 1/16. And then between here and the back of the plane, we'll do 1/2 inch. Again, I need that fillet again between these two lines and hit X on that and hit finish. Then we're going to do a loft between that sketch that I made and the sketch back here, and we're going to hit OK. There's my tail. Awesome, awesome. And then the last thing that I kind of want here is that rudder here in the middle. So I'm going to click on the bottom of this. I'm going to make an offset from plane, and I want this plane to be kind of in the middle of towards the top of my aircraft, maybe about this high up. Hit check. Now, problem, I can't really see where that plane is, but that is okay. I can click on the plane over on my side here. So again, I'm clicking on that plane over on my side, and I'm clicking Start 2D Sketch. And kind of gonna have to do this without seeing it a little bit here, but that is okay. Ooh, this also tells me that my chamfers are not completely done. I can go back and fix that. Make a rectangle here. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of searching for that rectangle. We'll do 0.25 and 1, and we'll set it a distance away from the back at 1.25, and we'll set that away from here at, we'll do 1 to start with. Really, I'm just using that more as a measurement to see. Okay, so I have 0.75 on the other side, doing trying to do some fast math in my head. I think if I put this at 7/8, 0.875, and give me my dimension tool. I'm using my dimension tool here to make sure that those two are the exact same, and that's exactly what I want to see. That 0.875 on one side, 0.875 on the other tells me that that is centered, which is what I wanted. Not going to do anything fancy with this one. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything fancy with that. Actually, I will. Let's do a fillet between here and here, and between here and here, and that's going to make the front of that nice and smooth. The back of it I'll keep as a square. Hit X on that. Hit finish. Let's check on that chamfer real fast. It's unfortunate that I missed that the first time. So I'm just going to double click on that chamfer. I'm going to see, let's see what lines I missed. I got that one. Okay, here's that line right here that I did not get before, and I'm going to hit OK. And there we go. And, ooh, that's created a little bit of a problem, seeing as I started that wing there, and now you can see that my wing's a little bit detached here. Well, that is okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to do a very quick solve on that. Click that, click extrude. No, go back. Click that, click sketch. We're going to start a 2D sketch on that. And I can see that that's my wing sticking up right there. So I'm going to start a new rectangle, bring it to here. I know that I put a fillet on it up on this corner right here. I'm going to hit finish, just so I have that sketch to work with. Uh-oh. That is offset from my original rectangle. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, I lined it up with the wrong rectangle. We'll get there eventually, folks, I promise. All right, let's go back and let's do this. We're going to do this on the left plane. We're going to rotate my camera so that it is oriented properly. And what we're going to do this time is I'm going to actually lift the camera up. That way I can see the wing where it is. Make a rectangle still using my sketch tools. And then we're going to do that fillet again between those two. And then we're going to hit X. We're going to hit finish. And I don't really care that that's not constrained. I know that it's the same. And what we're going to do here, we're just going to make an extrusion off of this, and we're not going to leave it at 2 inches because that's going through the whole thing. What we're going to do is I'm going to hit the two function. I'm going to select this face right here, and that does it perfectly. That's exactly what I want to end up seeing, is that it's completely attached. I'm going to hit OK. Our tail will just be a little bit unique. It doesn't have to look super realistic. I'm not concerned about that, but that does help fix that up. All right, so coming back to my original sketch here, we're going to make a plane offset from the top of here, offset plane. We're going to make that about an inch in the air. That looks perfect. Click this, start sketch, and we're going to set that rectangle back from that original rectangle. So I made that at 0.25, so we're going to say 0.25 and 1. There's that. We're going to dimension a little bit. Once I move this around a little bit, we're going to dimension. Let's do a collinear constraint between this line and this line. That locks those two lines together. And then I think we just need a dimension between here and where's that other dimension that I made? I think just between here and here at 0.875. There we go. That centers it. I did that fillet on there originally, so let's do that again. Hit finish, and then we're going to do a loft between those two. Now, it's hard for me to see that original rectangle. I could try and click it, or I can make this easy. Click Sketch 21. I'm going to hit click to add Sketch 23, and I'm going to hit OK. There we go. I have a tail coming up. Now, I hate seeing all of these planes. Let's right-click on each of those and hit visibility on all of them because I just don't want to see them. I just don't want to see them when I'm getting done with this. All of that is looking great. Let's add on a little bit more detail. I'm pressing and holding shift and clicking on this side, moving to the other side, clicking on that side, making a plane. That makes a mid-plane between those two planes. And then you guessed it, our favorite tool is coming up right now. Let's hit that mirror function. Let's hit those features. Big thing here, big thing. Remember that I made that extra extrusion before. So I need to not only click that wing right there, but I also need to click that extrusion as well to make sure that that's reflected. Click my mirror plane as that plane that I just made, and then hit OK. There we go. I now have wings on both sides of my plane. From there, I can do a little bit more. Let's make kind of a propeller on the front of the plane. I'm going to click between the front of my nose and this back here. So those are two planes. Again, I'm going to make a mid-plane between those two planes. Click on that to start a sketch, and we're going to make this super simple. We're going to make kind of a rectangle, and this is going to be a good opportunity to use circular here. So we'll have this come out to 1.5 inches, and we'll have this other one here at, I think, 0.0625 will do us perfectly. And then we'll do a little bit of constraining here. We'll dimension between up here and here. We'll do that at, we have a very complex dimension here. I don't want to make this too difficult, but I do need it to be in the center here. Let's click X on that. I'm not going to make a dimension there like I thought I was. Okay, let's hit escape, stop using dimension tool. Click that, click the delete key to get rid of that. Let's do between here and let's make a midline to work with, huh? How about that? So let's make a line right here in the middle to work with. That way I have something that I can actually constrain to. I know that this line is in the middle because I started it right from that midpoint here. And if I move this line around a little bit, what I'm going to do, I can move that line. I'm going to make sure that I can. I'm going to do that coincident constraint between this and doesn't give me the option to click that midpoint on the circle. Well, that's okay. We'll just make a circle right here in the middle. And watch this. You're gonna like this. So I know that I think I made that original one at 1.125. Let's see if I did. Okay, come on, let me move that around. No, there we go. Okay. That looks like roughly the same size. And let's see if we can do a concentric constraint between that and this circle right there. Perfect. Okay, so that circle is still back there. It's just hidden by the nose right now. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to hit the dimension tool, and I'm sorry, we're going to hit that coincident constraint between here, and now I have that middle of the circle to work with, and then that nails that down. And now I can do a dimension between here and here, and we'll do point. Ooh, this is a tiny, tiny one. I think 1/32 is exactly what we need. There we go. Because I know that I made that original one 1/16, so I know I can make that 1/32, and that works. And then let's dimension from the end of my rectangle to the midpoint here, and we will put that at 0.125. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. I hope that didn't deafen your ears. Maybe I'll just edit that out. Anyway, so I have this rectangle here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use another one of my favorite tools. We'll use my circular pattern tool. Click on the geometry I want to pattern, which is the lines of my rectangle. Click on my axis, which is going to be that circle that I made. And then I don't want there to be 3 there. I want there to be 4 there. And we're going to hit OK. I'm going to hit finish. We're going to hit the home button. We're going to hit extrude. We're going to click on each of those rectangles. We do not want them that big. Let's try 1.125. That looks so much better. And there we go. We kind of have a little propeller on the front of the aircraft. And I think that will do it really for this tutorial. You are free to add more details to this, obviously. So I just kind of showed you how to make a lot of the major parts. Add landing gear, you can add a cockpit if you want, by making the inside of that hollow. Um, can add more details as you see fit, but really this was just a lesson and exercise in making something, just making something, that we really would like to model in Inventor. And this is something that we want to do. Obviously, there's nothing too serious about this. These propellers would never work, and I don't even know if this plane would fly. Maybe it would. Maybe someone who's a lot smarter than me could say whether or not this plane would fly or not. But again, it was just an exercise in having some fun in Inventor using the chamfer tool, using a few different tools. For my students who are listening to this video, if you don't have me on mute right now, what I need you to know is this: if you copy this plane down exactly as you've seen it here, I will give you a 75%. And the reason being behind that is, right, I want you to kind of go out and do your own thing, make your own plane. Don't make it like this. Make like a big jet engine. Make like a jet airliner, where we're dealing with like a Boeing 747. Make something big with 4 big engines on it. Have some fun with it. All right. Use some other tools. But I want you to make a plane. And I just want that plane to look good. Otherwise, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or if you're one of my students, just ask me during class. And that's all I have. Have a good day.